As many of you know, I have owned my 2020 Honda Fury for pushing 4.5 years now, and in those 4.5 years, I have tested and ran the big three fuel tuners available for this bike: the Cobra FI 2000, the Power Pro Black, and the Dyno Jet Power Commander. And finally, I've drawn my conclusion on which is the best for you. So to jump right in, I have concluded that the best fuel tuner that I've used for this bike is the Cobra FI 2000. Now, some of you may disagree or even be surprised by this answer, so allow me to explain why I feel this is the best fuel tuner for this bike, for me and possibly you. First up, let's talk about the installation. There's no need for complicated wiring diagrams or tapping into any other wires in comparison to the Power Commander, and honestly, you don't really need professional help. I went in on this, the very first time I ever installed a fuel tuner was this one right here on this very bike, and it's a really easy plug-and-play design. You take off the air intake, you disconnect the injectors, put these ones in, and then there you go. You're pretty much good to go in anywhere between like 30 and 45 minutes at the absolute most, and it's just really user-friendly, and I found it very, very easy. Second up, we have the tunability. So it features 3 adjustable pots, one for low RPM, one for mid-range, and one for high RPM. This means you could have precise control to fine-tune the fuel delivery, and it eliminates lean spots, backfiring, and hesitation. If you want like a snappier throttle response or a smoother idle, you've got it. It's way easier to tune these 3 pots and have a better ride for your application, being if you have a full Cobra system, if you just have the slip-ons and the stock air intake. It's way easier to adjust these 3 settings in comparison to dropping a bunch of money and getting the Power Commander and then hoping that you find the right map to download to it and have it actually be as effective with the map that you downloaded in comparison to the 3 pots that you set. And you don't have to go to a dyno and get it tuned there. It's just something you can do directly at home, take it for your few rides on a warm engine, and you'll just have a way better outcome in the long run and during the actual tuning process. So speaking on the Power Pro Black, as of 2025, the app almost doesn't work no matter where you get it unless you get a very specific version of the app. And even then, it is some pretty advanced stuff. It's not really user-friendly as far or in comparison to the FI 2000. The Power Commander is a little bit easier, but it's kind of like the same thing, just a different mask, so to speak. But the Power Pro Black does offer the snappier throttle response in low range to mid-range RPMs. However, the tunability, if you're someone that goes on long rides or short rides, you're kind of left in the dark about that. The miles per gallon range does vary dependent on your riding style, but I just look at the Power Pro Black as something that you plug in and then you just hope for the best, and if it's not something you like, there's really nothing you can do about it because you can't tune it because the app doesn't work. And if you do get the working version of the app, it is not something that is as effective as you would hope it would be. And if you were to go that in-depth with the tuning, then the Power Commander might be the best bet for you. But if you're a just regular rider like me, you're not taking it to a track, the FI 2000 is going to be your best bet, even in comparison to this one as well. So up next, let's talk about the fuel efficiency, the miles per gallon, the gas mileage. So while performance is key, nobody wants to sacrifice the efficiency, and the beauty of the FI 2000 is its ability to optimize the fuel delivery. By ensuring your engine isn't running too rich or too lean, you can often see an improvement in your fuel economy, keeping it close to stock or better than stock mileage, depending on what tune that you have and the application that you have. It gives you more miles per gallon on the tank and more time on the open road. It's all about finding that perfect balance when you tune it, and it's the easiest way to use this to tune it in comparison to the other two as mentioned previously. Saving the best for last, let's talk about the price tag. You might think a high-performing, easy-to-use tuner would break the bank, but the good news is the FI 2000 is incredible for its cost. In comparison to the other two, it is the cheapest, and it delivers the performance that you need for just keeping it easy, tuning your bike how you want it, depending on your application, and you don't have to spend an extra $200 or even $300 to get the same functions in a way more complicated sense. All in all, you're going to save yourself a ton of time, a ton of headache, and a ton of money if you went with this option. Later on down the road, I will be making a separate video on my final tuning options for the Cobra FI 2000, which is the best pot settings on a full system, that is the air intake and the exhaust. So definitely be looking out for that. And in the meantime, go catch some wind and keep the rubber side down, support your local veteran, and as always, be safe and ride free. Peace out.